Hi, wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed and compelling edition, or at least we're going to give it the old college try tonight of AIWF Ringside Wrestling. I am Mad Matt Carter, being joined by Commissioner Rick Diesel, Hall of Famers Brian and Reagan Danzig, and despite what Corey Edsel would have us to believe, still the AIWF Mid Atlantic champion, Justin Flash. How is everyone tonight?
I am hopped up on Halloween candy, by God.
The only thing is I don't see a notification on Facebook for this.
Oh, you don't? Well, let's make sure. Let's go over here and see.
Are we not on?
Rick, did you find anything to get mad about this week?
Yeah,
me?
We're on.
Yeah.
Are we? Okay. Why is it not?
I don't know. I'm sure we'll run across something. See, the
Right,
problem is Matt has learned a new word, and it's making my life miserable.
What's that?
What's that?
What is that? He's learned the word monetization.
Oh yeah, he's ruined my mouth.
Sorry.
This show is
Google's rules, not mine.
This show now restricts me like skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Still not showing up.
Well,
It's still not showing up.
Light swearing is okay.
But
You're on the wrong one.
What do you mean? Which one is it on?
you're on the group, not the page.
Yeah, you're on the yeah.
I usually get notifications.
Well, Reagan, it's not all about you. I promise you it's on there.
Yes, well, technically it is. But there we are. What in the world?
Hey, Matt did tell me that we're navigating new waters, so I might could try something. If it slips through, I could do it again sometime.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay if you swear. You just don't want to go on a profanity laden tirade, and you certainly don't want to talk about any controversial issues. So Google basically gives you a list of, hey, if you want this to be profitable, don't say this stuff, and it's a list about 5 pages long. So
Matt's thinking about sending me the list.
I thought I already did.
Oh, you may have.
I sent you screenshots. Hey, I might have to cook it up again. But hey, you know what? The Don Carson, Rick Diesel brawl in the parking lot at Cable 6 video is up on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel now. It got popped for additional scrutiny. By the time I typed up the rebuttal letter and hit submit, I refreshed the screen and it was thumbs up from Google. So
really? So Don Carson running over me with a car is okay.
It got passed. Yeah, it didn't go through. It didn't pass the initial algorithm, but when I sent it back for additional scrutiny, it came back thumbs up. And so thank you to whoever at YouTube is looking at our stuff and seeing that we can't let the robots take over just yet. So giving me a little hope in humanity there.
Hey, that helps me because about 300 more videos and I'll have all the copyrights off the stuff on the network page.
Yeah, I had to replace the.
Woo, that's a long process, boy.
Yeah, when you showed me that thing, I was just like, oh boy. I predicted it would take at least till Christmas.
Yeah.
But funny thing about that is that video with you and Don brawling at the beginning actually has a copyright song on it. I know that because YouTube identified it as suicidal tendencies. And there's a blast from the past for you rock and roll heads out there. And so I did the trick you do and replaced the music. So if you watch it, guys, it was early in the morning. And I searched and I searched and I searched. And if you think that what the music that I put over that was hokey, I got news for you. That's the best I could find. So,
did you go into the YouTube library?
Yeah.
They have a library of music you could use that's all copyright. That'll pass all their copyright stuff. So, unfortunately, I'm having to use that on a lot of stuff now. And I apologize to everybody if you go and watch it. You'll be like, what the hell is that song they're playing for me?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. It's YouTube approved.
Yep. We have to do that for copyright purposes. So for you wrestling fans, if you want to hear the unedited, uncensored truth and copyright music, you got to buy a ticket and come to the live shows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
now.
you ain't gonna hear it on TV, not from us. Nope. Anyway, so let's get right into it, guys. Let me get my screen share going, and hopefully you will be able to see the slideshow here.
Not yet. There it is.
All right. So this is, if it'll go, come on, you can do it. There we go. This is AIWF Ringside Wrestling for November 5th, 2023. Welcome in. And of course, you can find us on Instagram. You can search AIWF Mid Atlantic Wrestling and Diesel, Deezel 247. I'm going to have to get out of the habit of spelling that stuff out because people can see it now because the audio version of this show is going away. And
Did you make that decision?
I have. I mean, I have your approval, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. That's a lot to pay for 9 downloads a week.
I know.
Show.
Yeah, you know how much the show had last time I checked with you, me, and Corey from Wednesday night? 5. So
yeah, it's not profitable. People want to watch this. I mean, look.
I am looking.
This is a watchable friendly show, not a listen friendly show. You know what I'm saying?
I do feel bad because I do know there are some people that listen, but I understand that it's not.
Yeah, it's not even a. It's not even a
time.
Yeah,
but they can listen on YouTube.
That's true. They could just turn on YouTube and listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
All right, so you can find me on X at Mad Matt Concord, and here's something new we're trying out, guys. If you have birthday, anniversaries, or just questions, just birthday announcement, anniversary announcements, or questions, you can send them to the show via this email address. I bet you can.
Matt's new mailbox.
Yes.
I like that. That's funny.
That's creative.
You know when I got this email address? 1997. So it's not really new anymore, but the name has not changed. Yeah. So send those birthday announcements, anniversary announcements, or questions to us at Matt's new mailbox at yahoo.com. And you need to use the subject line AIWF Ringside. Because if you don't, then I'm going to think it's junk and I'm going to delete it without even looking at it. So use the subject line AIWF Ringside and that'll make me stop. See, the email address is so old, I get a ton of junk mail in there. I usually have to clean it out like 2-3 times a day. You know, it's just, so please use that subject line so your email doesn't get deleted. And don't
Can they send it to us on Facebook, these requests as well?
Yeah, they can send them wherever. You know, it just, this is
I
the way
think they need to send a picture.
Yes, I have that on the slide here.
Don't forget to include pictures.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Don't forget to include pictures. We can put those on the slideshow real easy. I can take the snipping tool and just drop it over into PowerPoint and it's on the internet forever. So don't forget to include pictures. But again, send those emails to the show with the subject line AIWF Ringside to Matt's new mailbox at yahoo.com. Also, it's all the rage right now around the Mid-Atlantic offices. Our YouTube 1-2 punch, AIWF Network, and I am proud and happy to announce that Deal with the Steel went up over the weekend. Oh, man, what an exciting event. And we are so glad that...
Technical issues and all, baby.
Yeah, but hey...
Voiceovers, squealing audio, back feed. We put that bitch up anyhow.
Yeah, that night was very stressful on the audio side for me. So
I understand it was Tim Dolan's fault that all that avalanche got started. I don't know
that I would say it was. I think it was just a lot going on, and things just happened because there was an issue with the sound. Yeah, it was total chaos.
Mm-hmm.
So there was something going on in my headset that sounded like. I don't know. I let you listen, didn't I, Rick? It was like a weird high-pitched noise.
Oh, it's in the video.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that came from either.
If you want to know what that is, go to AIWF Network or Ringside Wrestling and watch the show. Yeah. You got to get past the 2 matches that me and Brian had to do the voiceover on.
Yeah, but I thought that was pretty cool because it's not often you get Rick Diesel and Brian Danzig teamed up in commentary. When's the last time that happened?
That's a long time ago.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
Probably one of those late 90s AIWF best of home videos, I would say, probably, right?
It may very well be one of the old, let's edit this with 2 VCR.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think there was ever a live commentary with Rick and I.
No,
Probably
especially
not.
back in those days, because we didn't
Right.
get live commentary until 97.
Something like that, yeah.
So
Well, I don't know what was going on. That one was out of my hands that night. So
hey, nobody seems to care. It's had well over 100 views already
okay.
over on the network. So
That's
yes.
good.
Yeah. So head on over to AIWF Network and we'll post some of we're gonna put them out there slowly, some of the fan cam footage from that night, but it's not gonna be the first one ain't gonna come out for a week or two, and I'm gonna be real stingy with those because I think they're gonna be real popular. Just like Rick Diesel said, the whole show itself, almost all 3 hours of it has over 100 views so far, and it just went up a couple of days ago. Yeah, I think that one might go viral. So anyway, viral for us. But anyway,
I'm looking forward to it myself, going to check it out. I've been wanting to see Deal with the Still since the night because I was so busy I didn't really get to view anybody else's matches going on out front. Too busy preparing for my big match that night.
Well, I think you're going to enjoy it. It was a great show, top to bottom. So head on over to AIWF Network, check that out. And of course, always the AIWF Ringside Wrestling page, the home of this show and fan cam footage. All the big shows are on AIWF Network, and pretty much everything else, Rick Diesel, we share on both channels. So yeah. So we're trying to make this stuff as easy to find for you as we can, not hide it behind paywalls. And mainly for the wrestlers that come and wrestle here, we want you to have an online resume that if you're trying to get booked somewhere for a big fat paying gig, you've got links you can send out to prospective promoters. So, it's there to help everybody out. So, but the Apple Podcast and Spotify logo, I'll need to take off because that is going to go away probably right after this show. I'm going to hit the cancel button on that. And so even the history of those podcasts will disappear when I do that, unfortunately. But anyway,
moving on. We got them on YouTube.
That's right. So any update as to when and where the World Championship final for the women's is going to happen? Do we have an update for that?
Actually, we don't. Clara is back from her injury, and we are trying to line up dates now. But I'll be honest with you, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough to get them together. It's tough to find a venue that because you gotta line up 3 different places. You gotta have the location and available wrestlers. And I know it's a world title and they should be clamoring for it, but these girls in their respective areas are very, very popular.
Yep.
And we're not going to ask them to give up already booked dates for this. We can get to this at some point. But I'm hoping maybe before the end of the year, we'll have something done.
Awesome. All right. So we will find out more as it becomes available. But coming up for you folks in the North Carolina, Virginia area. Oh yeah, we're back in action. Saturday, November 18th. Check the start time, 5 p.m. We are switching to winter hours. Pay close attention, everybody. We are switching to winter hours. Bell time will be 5 p.m. on Saturday.
As you said that, I need to make a note in my calendar.
November 18th. Yeah.
We may re-release this poster and with that special start time really big on it, just covering everybody up.
Yeah. Don't miss it. You show up at 7:30 and everybody's saying goodbye. It's on you, Jack. We gave you notice. I mean, it's November.
It's on the poster. So
yeah, it's November 5th. This thing's all over our social. So there you go. Special start time, 5 p.m. Saturday, November 18th. That is the Saturday before Thanksgiving, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so Thanksgiving coming down on us real quick.
Speaking of the poster, I can't remember who it was, but I'd like to thank the fan who pointed out the misprint on the price. We had the wrong prices on the floor and bleacher seating, and a fan. And the thing is, in the chat, the poster was made and everybody looked it over. Yeah, looks great. Looks great. Like 5 people. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. And then it got posted, and then a fan was like, "Isn't that backwards?" It was like $6 for the bleachers, $5 for the floor.
Yeah, it was all messed up. It got fixed quick.
But a fan called it immediately, and we were able to fix it. And like I said, I can't remember who it was, but I'd like to thank them for pointing that out so we could get it fixed.
Every manager and supervisor in any capacity in corporate America is just sitting there thinking, yeah, I know what you mean. Because you ask the people that work for you, do you understand? Are you clear? Does this look good? Are these instructions clear? Yes. Okay. And then 5 minutes later, what were we supposed to put for bleacher seats? Like, oh, we just went over this in a meeting. You know, that's why we age prematurely. Anyway. All right. So Fright Night is in the books. We had Corey Edsel's opinion on it this past Wednesday night, which we found is not very accurate. Because just about everything that he said, and Corey, in the past, I've known him tell a few lies to the wrestling fans, but not really to me. But yeah, when I saw him with the AIWF Mid Atlantic Championship before we went on the air, I was like, wow, you beat Flash. Congratulations, man. That's incredible. I can't believe it. You know, and he's like, well, yeah, I got the belt, but I don't guess I technically won the match. And it's like, well, we'll go with that. And so I'm like, okay. So, you know, Stephen Hayes said I was the Bob Caudle of the AIWF. So, you know, Bob Caudle is not going to dispute the word of a heel right to their face. Yeah, I just said some inside lingo. Dang it. Anyway, so anyway, we let Corey run with it. And but Justin Flash, you do
for a little while. We let him run with it for a little while till I dropped a little video to remind him.
Yeah, Justin Flash, you aren't in possession of the belt anymore. Has the board of directors of the AIWF have they contacted you about any potential fines or what they're going to do about Corey Edsel? Because I mean, this is basically he's a belt thief at this point.
To be honest, I'm not stressing about it. Yes, having that championship means something, but the fact that I am still the champion is the big thing. That's the main thing. Yeah, Corey has the belt right now, and he's showing it off to everybody. Ooh, look what I got. I wish it was mine, but whatever. Yeah, he's so full of hot air, and it's just oozing out of him a little bit at a time. But the video that was played, you don't get to see the beginning. At the beginning, I'm just sitting there minding my own business, and out of nowhere, a water cooler just comes flying and hits me in the back of the head. And then from when the video starts is right after that, he starts pummeling me. And I don't know if he was trying to keep me from getting to the ring so he could have an easy way out with that whole contract clause that he had. But y'all know me. No matter how hard I get hit, I'm going to get back up. Whether it's 50%, 30%, I'm going to give you the last of what I have to try and keep what's mine or just to save face of my name. I mean, all that matters is I'm still the champion. Mm-hmm. I beat him fairly. There was no weirdness to the match, no interference, no trip. He took his eye off the ball, and I took advantage of it.
Spoken like a true champion.
Yeah, that's what confounds me about this whole thing of Corey taking the belt is that he has absolutely no claim to it whatsoever. There was no like Flash said, there was no controversy. There was no, well, who really won? I mean, there was a clear winner of that matchup, and it was Flash, but Corey sucker punched him after the match and then took the belt.
More of a sucker kick.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Sucker kicked. Yeah. That's more accurate. But honestly, I think Corey thought he had won the match when he attacked Flash in the back. When he got the stipulation that if Flash didn't defend the belt, that the title would automatically come to him. I think he honestly thought that he had hurt Flash so badly that he wouldn't be able to come out and defend the belt. And I think that was his downfall, is that he wasn't expecting a fight that night. He thought he was just going to be able to blindside Flash, and then he wasn't going to be able to defend the belt, and the belt was just going to be handed to him. And he obviously underestimated Flash, because Flash wasn't going to just allow him to be handed the belt. If he was going to get the belt, he was going to have to beat him for it. And
right.
And I think that's what caused Corey to lose, despite having such a big advantage in the matchup, with Flash's injury going into the match.
Reagan, I appreciate you speaking up for me that night, and I'm sorry you got to deal with the handful that Corey is, but I feel like I put him in his place for the time being.
I definitely think so. I think Brian's right. He did not expect to have to defend or to wrestle you that night. Like, I mean, everybody saw that video and everybody saw what he did to you, and just the audacity of him to go into the locker room and attack you so viciously. I mean, I've known Corey Edsel for 20 plus years, and he is a strong competitor. He has been, like, I don't say he's been mean in the past, but now he seems so much more vicious than he ever has, or that he has in the past few years. And it's almost, I mean, between that and the delusional thoughts that he has about that belt, it's worrisome about I worry what Corey Edsel is going to do next. And I know Justin Flash could take care of himself, but it's you heard how many people just watched in the background Justin Flash take that beating, and that's also worrisome. It's just, the whole situation is just out of control.
And I don't blame anybody for not butting in on that situation, because like you said, with Corey's current aggression, I mean, there's no telling what he'll do to somebody who just kind of gets in his way when he's on a tyrant like that. So I've heard Brian say before that coming into this match, it's like there's this whole unspoken animosity between me and Corey that really built this matchup more than what it was. And to be honest, we've had a history crossing paths and facing each other. And there's always been this very strong competitive nature between the two of us. And Corey's always been a bigger guy than me. So I've always had to fight because he's hard to get down. But fortunately, I've got some moves in my arsenal that allow me to knock him off his game, get him off balance. And it's just kind of like a power struggle. And this whole new fierce, dangerous Corey E, he's very unpredictable right now, which makes him even more dangerous than he's ever been.
More dangerous.
Yeah, because the thing is, since I've came back to the AIWF and started doing commentary, in that span, Corey had made a couple of returns to the AIWF that weren't very successful. He came in and I don't think he, the last couple of times before when he made his return, I don't know that I saw him win a match. And, I could just tell that it was, that he wasn't focused. I don't know what was going on with him, personally or professionally, but I just know that it wasn't the Corey that I had seen in the past. But then this last return, he had that old focus and then some, and just a even more vicious streak than before. And he had that old bravado and that confidence that he had before. And again, like I said, even more so this time. And so that's something that I've really noticed, is that the big difference between the last couple of runs that Corey had over the last couple of years and this new one is just night and day.
Well, I'm glad, Justin, that Brian's been saying it for weeks on commentary and on this program. There's something more here. There's something more here that we don't know. And now we kind of you've at least given us a glimpse that this is a year-over-year rivalry that just the fire never seems to go out. And I think this time with Corey's sudden return and his attitude changing just threw gas on it. And it's more intense than ever now. So Rick
with the championship being in the middle, that just adds to the fire.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when there's gold on the line. Rick Diesel, your thoughts on this whole situation? Is the AIWF gonna fine Corey Edsel while he's in possession of the championship belt with, not having, I know that was an old practice in wrestling. If you stole a belt, you'd get a fine daily until you returned it to the promoter. So do you see anything like that forthcoming for Corey Edsel?
Not at the moment. We're going to give, I'm pretty sure they'll give, because this is more of a Mid Atlantic thing, and I deal with more of the, I deal with the Mid Atlantic, but I kind of keep my nose out of what they do as best I can. Because I'm AIWF commissioner, which I don't do much of that, but that's not my fault. That's the promoter's fault. They don't never let me do nothing. But anyway, that's the thing. I think they're more or less going to stay out of that for now and to kind of give Corey the opportunity to do it on his own. But if not, then I'm sure something will happen. We got this show on the 18th. We'll see what happens there. And then
on November 18th, I will be there as the champion.
You better be on the poster.
But the question is, will Corey be there?
He is not on the poster.
He ain't on the poster. But he might be there. It's hard, you know what I'm saying.
If he's there, hopefully we can address this situation.
So another shocking thing that happened at deal with the, we'll see what happens on November 18th. But another thing that happened on Fright Night that I think was shocking to a lot of people on Wednesday. I don't know if you guys saw the show where we went through the YouTube fan poll and said if the fans got the matches right or wrong.
Yeah.
One match they got really wrong was the Kevin Phoenix match with this crazy looking lunatic with the looks like a cow bone he's carrying.
It's a very big bone. Very big bone.
I mean, like that's a moondog size bone. If for you older fans, probably get a kick out of that.
I was just watching the Moondogs before this.
What'd you say, Flash, his name again?
Savage Kincaid, I believe it is.
Savage
Kincaid or the
Savage, yes.
For those of you who were there and saw what he did to Kevin Phoenix, could you describe it for those of us, like especially me who was not there and the fans that may have not been at the show, what you saw in that match, what happened, why it was so devastating and may have even traumatized the boys from the Mount Airy High School? Because Kevin Phoenix,
I'm curious myself, because I saw Kevin in the back being attended to, and it looked like he was in pretty rough shape, and I have no idea what happened to him.
Well, pretty much the Savage Kincaid just dominated Kevin Phoenix. It from the very beginning on, it was he was destroying Kevin Phoenix, don't you think?
Yes, and like I was saying on commentary, I was like, I'm sure the frustrating thing for Kevin Phoenix in the matchup was he was doing what he should do. He was using his speed advantage over the bigger man, moving, going in quickly, doing quick jabs. And I could hear the connect. I mean, he was connecting really well with those punches to the jaw of the Savage. And it was like he wasn't even touching him. The guy just wasn't even reacting at all. And and Kevin Phoenix is he had Savage had a weight advantage on him.
Champion.
Right. Yeah. And the Savage had a weight advantage, but Kevin Phoenix is a big guy. And
he's no small man.
Yeah, and he's in good shape. I mean, he's in the best shape he's been in years. And and he was doing the right things in the match, but just anything that he did just wasn't even phasing this guy. And yeah, he just brutalized Kevin Phoenix.
He left Kevin Phoenix laying in a puddle of his own blood.
Yeah,
poodle of his own blood.
Yeah, it was so bad. I had to get out from the commentary table to help him to the back, because I mean he was so out of it.
I mean, he was lacerated so bad that he still was bleeding and bandaged up the rest of the night when I saw him at the end of the show, or end of the night. So I mean, I don't know if Kevin Phoenix just didn't take the Savage seriously. I don't know if it's just this Savage is just such a beast that, you know, he's almost invincible. I mean, it was interesting to see Kevin in this kind of position now.
Justin Flash, you as AIWF Mid Atlantic champion are not in an enviable position right now, because he just basically beat the hell out of and trashed a former world champion. So I have to believe that if he hadn't thought about it already, Savage Kincaid, somebody's going to be whispering in his ear, and he's going to start coming after titles. And you know, yours is the top one in the Mid Atlantic, so.
But you know what?
In my eyes, nobody's invincible, but we'll cross that bridge when it needs to be crossed.
Yeah.
If he's even interested in titles.
Oh, no, you don't think he could be one of those that just
I just think he wants to beat people.
Oh, Lord, those are worse than the ones title hunting, because you never know what they're going to do.
Right. I mean, remember Kamala?
Yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and Abdullah, you never seen them with many titles. They just wanted to hurt people.
Yeah.
When I saw him in passing, he was definitely giving me those Kamala vibes.
Oh boy, that's all we need. Is one of those lunatics in here that's not title hunting, and you have to watch out for those type of people.
Yeah, because they got nothing to lose.
Well,
I mean, they don't care if they win or lose as long as it hurts somebody.
When the Wyatt family first showed up in WWE, I remember telling people, I was like, you know what's scary about them? They don't look like they even care if they win any titles. They're just here to hurt people. They're not even concerned with winning matches. It's like, hey, I get paid to fight and hurt people. All right. You know, they weren't care. They didn't care about the winner's purse of the money. They just wanted to fight. And remember, Brian, I know you remember AIWF Hall of Famer Terminator X. He told us many times in interviews that he got into wrestling because he got tired of going to jail for fighting on Saturday night. So, I mean,
yeah.
So it's those kind of guys are dangerous. So anyway, we'll see what the future holds. Join us Saturday, November 18th. It's the Saturday before Thanksgiving at 5 p.m. at Veterans Park. And we're going to put 3 more TV shows in the can for you that night. And so come on out, enjoy the fun, get to see all the inside scoop and breaking news as it happens weeks before it gets on YouTube. So you'll be the first to know. And you may even see something that never makes YouTube. So,
you just never know.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen with technology anymore. Or user error. I'm not saying that.
Well, that, and sometimes we'll have exclusive matches for the fans that are just there.
That's right. We had something happen pre-show with Pretty Boy Lane and JT Moss.
Right.
You know, that set up for I would say Case and Kane's demise during that match. So yeah, you just don't ever know what you're going to see, and yet, you know, and sometimes the camera doesn't catch things, and
yes,
only way you're going to see this stuff sometimes is being there live, and there's nothing like being there live. I've gone to a lot of wrestling through my life, a lot of independent shows, and we have one of the best crowds I think I have ever seen in wrestling, in independent wrestling. So,
oh, without a doubt, I agree. We got very passionate fans.
Yeah.
And and so it's like any of you out there that go to sporting events live, be it car races, football games, basketball games, baseball games, when you go in person, it is so much better. It is so much better. And it's the same with wrestling. I'm sorry, I'm getting oh, okay. Oh, remember our Halloween? I'm getting a text message distracted me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not good with multitasking. I just don't have the bandwidth for it. Chris Severn is texting me right now. He was watching the show the other night, and he was able to track down a full-size Mr. Goodbar at a gas station near his house. So
I love Mr. Goodbars. Oh my God, I would love to see the whole one.
Really? Yeah, Corey Edsel was going on about how he hated one, and I just ate one of those ones that I found before we came on this show. Rick Diesel's not the only one high on Halloween candy right now.
Oh, God almighty.
But I thought the peanuts tasted like they were green. You know what I mean? Like they weren't, like they picked them a little bit too quick. You know, they weren't.
I've never had a complaint about a Mr. Goodbar.
Yeah.
They are hard to mess with.
I'm going to tell you one thing that's not good anymore is Butterfingers. Don't get me started on the new Butterfingers.
Really? What have they done to Butterfingers?
They changed the Butterfinger flavor to be more peanutty about 5 or 6 years ago, and now they suck.
Oh.
All right, now listen. Since we're going to talk about candy, I have a question.
Okay.
Yes.
Who remembers? God, none of y'all remembers. I might not remember. It could have been one of those hazy moments in my life back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Matt, don't say 80s.
80s.
But I could have swore that a Fifth Avenue bar used to have nuts in it. Big ass nuts.
But it did have real peanut butter in it, though.
Because I thought it was peanut butter and then toffee.
That
hand gesture.
For some reason, I think a Fifth Avenue used to have two big. You're
thinking of an Almond Joy.
No.
Yeah. Well, the Almond Joy. If you buy the full size bars.
Are you thinking about a chocolate covered payday?
No,
peanuts.
No, because it was just two nuts, one on each end.
That sounds like an Almond Joy to me.
Yeah, that sounds like an Almond Joy, which I do enjoy.
Well, yes, full size Almond Joys with two nuts on each bar are the best. The little fun size with just one nut. Who you playing with, man? Almonds are not that expensive candy, people. I mean, come on.
But it's symmetrical. If you eat, So I do enjoy the minis, but So I do love an Almond Joy. And I wish we gave away that big Halloween basket we had a lot of kids dress up, a lot of kids. There were so many that I was like, whew, I don't know how we're going to do this.
Yeah. How did that go with that? I didn't get to see
a little Spider-Man. A little Spider-Man got it. And in all the chaos, I forgot to get a picture. And so if your kid is the one who won, please take a picture and send it to Matt. What is it? Matt's
new mailbox at
yahoo.com. Because I'd love to have it so we can put it up on the on the page.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to do that. So let's take a time out now and read some ads, and then we're going to come back after the break with one of the most random and weird things I've ever seen on a wrestling program, and in the moments following it, because it was just, when I heard it this morning, I had to do a double take. I was just like, wait a minute. And so part of the reason I sent it was to Rick Diesel, so I wouldn't forget the timestamp. I'd have it written down somewhere. But anyway, so again, you should be able to see the slideshow again. So again, join us Saturday, November 18th at 5 p.m. for AIWF Mid Atlantic Wrestling. We'd love to have you there. Newest sponsor for the program is Premier Auto Detailing. Hands down, the best car cleaning service in town. You can reach out to them at 336-883-5722 for more information. They do detailing, just regular washes, whatever you need. If you just have the old jalopy in the backyard you've got running, you want it cleaned up so you can take it to town, that's great. If you got a newer car that runs fine and you just don't like washing cars, call them. If you own a used car lot and need somebody to come up there once every couple of weeks and clean up the cars on your lot in your showroom, call them. If you have some sort of business where you have a fleet of like service vehicles, trucks, cranes, whatever, dump trucks, whatever. Call them and they'll see if they can help you out. They serve the Mount Airy, Surry County area of North Carolina. But I'm sure if the price is right, they'll come a little further. 336-883-5722. Again, 336-883-5722. That's Premier Auto Detailing, the best car cleaning service in town. T's Creations Custom Apparel is your home for custom-made t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies. They've got tumblers, and they got a wide variety of shirts and all kinds of stuff. That white lettering right there might need to be a different color as I think out loud right on the air. But you can see we've still got some of the Halloween slides in there. We'll get that changed out all to Christmas. All that reminds me right here, if you can see where I'm pointing the cursor, of Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Blueberry cereal for some reason. Boy, we got food on the brain tonight. You can reach out to T's Creations at tscreations22.com. You can find them by looking for T's Creations by Allied Apparel on Facebook. And you can also find them on TikTok. Just search T's Creations. That's TikTok, T's Creations. And they can get any type of shirt, lettered for you, some kind of image on not just what you see on their website, but if you need a custom job for a family reunion, you got a ball team, your softball team. Justin Flash knows a lot about that. If you need softball team shirts for uniforms, they can help you with that. Any type of deal like that. If you got, homecoming service at your church, they can help you with that. If you want to make t-shirts for that, just anything. So give them a holler, reach out. tscreations22.com. You can leave comments there. There's a contact us section. You can always drop comments on Facebook and on TikTok as well. I believe, can you leave comments on TikTok? Does anybody know anybody use TikTok? Okay. All right, cool.
Yes.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about TikTok. I know, but never mind. I'm not going to say that on here. But anyway, reach out to T's Creations and they can help you out with your apparel needs, or if you want one of those cool tumblers, they got those for you. If you'd like to join our family here on Ringside Wrestling, man, it's dirt cheap. Although the audio podcast is going away, we still are all over YouTube and Facebook, still on our major social media platforms. $10 a month to get you reads like you just heard. And if we take a week off, that don't mean it doesn't bother you any, because we're not going to bill you for that. You're going to get 4 reads, a month's worth of reads, for $10. Nothing to it, right? I mean, it's the cheapest. You will not find any wrestling advertising. I challenge you to go to Brian Last and Jim Cornette or Conrad Thompson and try to buy advertising for $10. It's not going to happen. Of course, they do have a much bigger audience than us, but we have a pretty huge audience. Rick Diesel, last week, we were viewed by over, what was it? Was it Wednesday night or the last Sunday show? We had 1,100 views on the Facebook feed. It was incredible. It was incredible. So, and YouTube does all right too. So, but if you'd love to like to advertise with us, we'd love to have you, and we'd love to make it as cheap as possible. $10 a month. If you want to do a video ad, it'll be $30, but we'll put it together for you. And we have the tools and the know-how and the talent to put together a nice commercial for you. You see all those King's Hot Dogs commercials all over the YouTube. We'll produce those. They're all produced in-house. So we can definitely help you out. Anything to add to that, my friends on the panel?
Not me. I'm busy.
All right. Here is a random picture of Tony Schiavone. Now, what is not random is the audio I'm about to play for you. Can't play you the video because that's a no-no.
Oh, I remember that, Matt. Now I remember.
All right. So the birthdays and anniversary announcements was actually an idea I got from watching when Crockett Promotions first went on TBS, right? And they used to do that. But something weird happens during this. And then there's an interview with the Anderson brothers after the weird thing happens. I'm going to let it play. You guys just listen. And then we'll come back after this clip is over with and get everybody's thoughts. But this, I think, may be in the running for the most weird and random thing in wrestling history. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right. Let me know if you can hear it.
Couple of announcements for you.
Can you hear it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Here we go. Check it out.
First of all, happy anniversary goes out to Mr. and Mrs. Lloyd DeLauder. They are from West Virginia. They're out of Bellington, West Virginia. Happy anniversary to them. They will be celebrating their 63rd wedding anniversary this coming week. Happy anniversary from all of us at World Championship Wrestling. We'd like to hear from you about any anniversary announcements that you would have or any comments or questions you have about us at World Championship Wrestling. Write to us at World Championship Wrestling, 620 South Omni International, Atlanta, 30303. We'd love to hear from you. We also have this special announcement to give you. This comes to us from Waldorf, Maryland at this time. There's a 21-month-old youngster, a young boy who has been missing. He has been abducted, allegedly. Michael Justin Fitzgibbons. Allegedly has been abducted by his babysitter, and her name is Tammy Lynn Giles. She is 14 years old, a white female. If you have any information on the whereabouts of 21-month-old Michael Justin Fitzgibbon of Waldorf, Maryland, please call the number you see right there, 301-645-1500. 301-645-1500. That is the police department of Waldorf, Maryland, and a reward has been posted by Michael Justin Fitzgibbon's grandfather. So please, if you know any information about this, please give that number a call. Let's bring it this time the National Tag Team Champions, Ole and Arn Anderson, to join us here today on World Championship Wrestling, still with those belts.
Tony Schiavone, you know, some people you can tell things.
Hey, video's froze.
And it don't sink in. I told Magnum TA twice, don't get called out your partner. Well,
we're not playing the video.
Sink in. So we gave
oh, you're just doing the audio?
Just a little while back in the form of Michael Samuel Houston. That wasn't directed to you, Houston. That was directed to America's team, if you know what I mean.
But why would you break someone's arm?
What does it take? We're trying to smoke Dusty Rhodes out. Talk about what he's going to do. Well, we drop Magnum TA, and Dusty's still hiding in the background. Then we drop Dusty Rhodes, and Magnum's hiding in the background. Now we go ahead and we drop Sam Houston. Why? Because he's a friend. You want to bring your mom down, or your dad, or your brother, Dusty? What's it going to take to get you out here? What's it going to take to get you riled up? We're really worried about you. Like everybody in the state, like everybody in the world, they talk about what they're going to do to the Anderson brothers. When it comes right down to it, they're just like you are. They're yellow, they're chicken.
All right, I just stopped it there because I have seen a lot of weird shit over the years, but that tops it. And if you guys weren't able to follow that, Tony Schiavone reads the anniversaries, then gives an announcement about a possible kidnapping in Maryland, and gives the police department's number, and then goes right into an interview with the Anderson brothers like nothing.
Domestic violence.
Yes, I mean, I'm just like, and the kid had been kidnapped by their 14-year-old babysitter. So I'm
interested to know if maybe that kid ever escaped and got to watch that on YouTube.
They might be watching it now with us since we're covering it.
Matt, did you get the emails? Did you get the messages?
I got the messages. You
got to read them. I sent a picture too.
Yeah, hang on a second. Okay. So Rick Diesel was right, everybody. Let me see here.
Damn right, I'm right.
Let me see.
I'm also very old.
Yeah, but this is beyond your.
Is this about the damn candy bar again?
Yes. Look. Boom.
Listen to
Read
this.
Read it, Matt. Read it.
I'm trying. When did Fifth Avenue candy bars have almonds? Cruising down crunchy Fifth Avenue in 1936, Loudon introduced the Fifth Avenue candy bar. During World War II, the cough drops and Fifth Avenue bar had greater production rates because they were used by the military. Until Hershey's acquired Loudon's in 1987, the Fifth Avenue bar had 2 chocolate-coated almond halves on top. He was right. And that was just prior to 1987.
But it is sad I'm the only person in here that's old enough to remember it.
Well, I never heard of a Fifth Avenue candy bar until about that time because they, once Hershey started buying them, they started doing heavy television advertisements. And they would have the people bite into the Fifth Avenue candy bar and the glass would break. And it was, they would show it during cartoons after school, and that's how I remember it.
But I see the best time for Fifth Avenue candy bars is when they had those 2 little nuts on top of them.
Yeah.
You bite in, you know what I'm saying? It just added to the flavor.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't wrong about it, by God. That's been bothering me for years.
Wow. Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad
sleep tonight now.
Thanks to the power of the internet, we finally got to the bottom of that. Now, going back to the Tony Schiavone reading the kidnapping announcement thing, where in your top 5 of weird shit in wrestling does that rank? Because I got to say, it's number 1 or 2 for me.
Of things that are said, like I still think like Booker T's dropping of the N-word, talking about Hogan, was one of the best like mess ups of all time. You know, like so that one's up there. This isn't that like what is going like first of all, were they live?
No, that show
taped, right?
Yeah, they filmed that show on Saturday mornings and it aired at 6:05 on Saturday night. So it was
it was the same day.
Same day, yes.
I didn't know if they recorded like a week in advance and then, but like
sometimes they did, but clearly that wasn't because you wouldn't announce a kidnapping a week later.
I feel like somebody paid them to do that. I feel like somebody either bought that spot or the police department contacted them and said, "Hey, there's millions of people watching you. Can you help us?"
And at the time, wrestling was. Hang on, Brian. At the time on TBS, wrestling was the highest rated thing on TBS, except for the Atlanta Braves.
Right.
That was the only thing that preempted wrestling was the Atlanta Braves, and that was it. You know. So, yeah. So go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry.
Well, my thing is that it's great if they want to announce this and give the number to the police department and give a description, maybe even put a picture, but don't do it with the anniversary and birthday announcements. do it, and don't do it right before an interview with the Andersons
where they're talking about breaking Sam Houston's arm.
Yeah. It's like we're getting ready to go to commercial break, but before that, we want to make this announcement. The Maryland Police Department wants us to be on the lookout for this. Don't do it with the happy anniversary to blah and blah. And this child has been allegedly abducted by a 14-year-old girl. If you have any information. Now here's the Andersons. It's not necessarily what they did, it's where they put it.
Or choice of placement.
That's my issue.
What was the kid's name?
I can't remember. I'd have to go back and play it again.
I want to know the kid's name.
And see if it ever got. Well, the thing that's weird too is like Brian said, maybe they should have done that at the end of a segment. Going into commercial, they could show a graphic of the kid's picture and a graphic of the phone number, and then go to commercial.
Well, they did it coming back from commercial. If you watch that show all the way through, that is actually coming back from a commercial.
Right.
So,
but again, find the video. Maybe do that first. Don't put it with the anniversary announcements, because I had heard them do anniversary announcements before, watching watching the old shows, but that was just...
Got it, Matt.
Yeah, I got
it so I can listen.
I got it pulled up. So just hang on a second. I don't want to share the video because that'll get us in trouble. Let me get back to the slide with Tony.
Well, obviously listening to the this is why this is a better visual medium.
Yes, absolutely. I used to make jokes all the time about, boy, I bet you this is pissing the audio listeners off, but I was wrong because there are none.
There are 5 or 6 loyal people who we should be very happy and hope they can transition to just listening on YouTube.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, but it just wasn't enough. So all right, here's the picture. Tony again. We got the sound shared and everything. So let's listen again. Rick Diesel, be ready on that phone to write this down. Here we go.
30303. We'd love to hear from you. We also have this special announcement to give you. This comes to us from Waldorf, Maryland at this time. There's a 21-month-old youngster, a young boy who has been missing. He has been abducted, allegedly. Michael Justin Fitzgibbons. Allegedly has been...
All right, there you go. Michael Justin Fitzgibbons. Michael Justin Fitzgibbons, as everybody gets on their Google machine and starts to look to see whatever happened.
All right. Well, I found the story from the Washington Post from 1985.
All right. Read it first before you share it.
I am.
Make sure it didn't end in a brutal murder. We don't want to. Oh God! Oh my God! They found his head. Oh my God! No, we don't want to.
Okay. That's such a okay. Okay. All right. We're
The reason kidnappings scare me so bad, and I always think they're going to end badly, is because in 1981 is when Adam Walsh happened, and I was the same age as he was, and so of course it scared the shit out of my mother. And I heard all about it. You know, it was all over the news. And so, and kids, if you don't know who Adam Walsh is, a quick Google search will give you all the horrific details. So,
but yeah, so it's very weird because it's like how a 21-month-old baby and his 14-year-old babysitter. I didn't see a resolution. This is just a late Sunday or early Monday from a townhouse apartment in Waldorf, Maryland area. Charles County Sheriff deputies reported yesterday. However, deputies said there are no sounds of foul play, and they believe that the babysitter, who has often run away from home, may have taken the baby. Is that not foul play?
No, foul play would entail murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me see if I can.
Yeah, find out.
I want to know what happened to that kid, and I also want to know if anybody said, "Well, you know, young Michael was found thanks to the help of World Championship Wrestling."
I think you're right, Rick Diesel. That seems like that was a paid thing. Like somebody just ran in from the TBS offices and was like, "Hey, this guy in Maryland just sent us, $500 if we'll read about his kidnapped grandson that he's offering a reward for."
Yeah,
hand it to Tony.
It said the grandfather was offering a reward.
Yeah. So hand the note to Tony. Have him read it when we come back from break.
How'd she find that so fast? I can't find nothing on it. I think I'm spelling it wrong.
Probably. That's usually the culprit there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
especially with a last name like that.
Fitzgibbons. I had a vice principal named Fitzgibbons when I was in high school.
Wait, I found another story. Hold on.
Let's see if Reagan can hopefully not the grisly details of this, but see what I'm talking about. This has got to be the most random thing ever put in a wrestling broadcast. Oh Lord, that's not a good reaction. No. I have to tell the viewers to do their own research.
Yeah.
Don't think it came out well. So
anyway. Wow. Okay, it was good. I won't tell you why it said she did it, because that is horrible. It says, in the next 6 weeks, she and the child hitchhiked from Pennsylvania to Phoenix to Dallas. On September 14th, Giles surrendered to the police in Pittsburgh and directed them to a seedy motel in Dallas where she had left the child in the care of a woman. Michael Fitzbottom was reunited with his family last Sunday. Huh?
Say Fitzbottom?
Fitzgibbon, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Was reunited with his family last Sunday. And
let me guess, the babysitter did it because she was undergoing some type of abuse at home.
Well, it was abuse, but not at home.
Oh no, was it the grandfather?
No, it just said that one I know we would. It was an essay on her that drove her crazy, and then she started running away.
An essay.
That's a TikTok thing to call it essay. No.
Oh.
Initials.
And the initials.
Not a written essay. That's what I thought it was.
S-A. Yeah.
And it had driven her crazy. And she ran away with the baby.
If it was her baby. No, that's not what it said. Huh?
Was she Spanish?
No.
Her last name was Tammy.
I heard somebody say essay.
I think that's what I thought at first.
Her name was Tammy Lynn Giles.
Yeah, I think the A and the SA is assault, Rick Diesel. If I had to guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I right?
Yes.
All right, we put it together. See, kids, we can figure stuff out too once you're old.
It just said, that on August 4th, the escalating problems of Tammy Giles, now 14, burst beyond the private realm of psychiatrists, social workers, and family when she disappeared with Michael Justin Fitzgibbon, a 22-month-old son. 6 weeks is a long time for back then.
Yeah, but
travel's not easy as is now.
Well, yeah, but you got to remember there was no cell phones, no internet, none of that shit. It was a lot easier to vanish. It's a lot easier to vanish back then. If you could get out of town on a major highway quick, you could be 3 states away before anybody was missing you. You know,
the ways people's stuff is written back then is terrible. I'm not even going to get into it, but
you can't.
Anyway, if you look up her name on the wall, there's a story that pops up from '85 from Washington Post.
Okay. So anyway, we've solved the mystery.
So they found him.
Yes.
We solved the mystery of Tony Schiavone's strange announcement in the middle of World Championship Wrestling. So, but anyway, you know, you talk about stuff that was written, the things they put in papers and stuff back then. And I'm not one, I don't like to hold people that lived in the past to 2023 standards, but one of the worst things newspapers used to do, and I know everybody in this room's old enough to remember this, is when they would write a story about somebody, like new manager promoted at local business. Brian Danzig of 15 Locust Lane in Winston-Salem was promoted to store manager this week, and they would give your address. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was like, and every paper in the country did it, you know, because I've heard Cornette read news articles on a podcast from like the 30s and 40s of wrestling matches, like, or in the 50s, like fans attacking wrestlers, and it'll say, John Doe of 253 Maplewood Drive was arrested Sunday night at the wrestling matches for attempting to stab, you know, the mighty Wilbur with a butterfly knife as he came to the ring, you know, and I'm just like, wow, man, you know, and I don't think they stopped doing that until maybe 20 years ago, if that.
Yeah. Oh, here's the story.
Ray and I were just talking about when they had the phone book. They would have your name and number and sometimes even your address too. Yeah. So it's like it's wild what used to be out there.
Yeah, but I mean, you could do a quick internet. The only difference now, you can look it up on the internet, but somebody's going to put up a paywall before you can get to it. Used to be the phone company would send you a book right to your house with everybody in the city's address. Everybody that had a phone, they had a number, address. So, you know, if that teacher was being a little hard on you in 3rd grade math, and you knew how to make a mailbox bomb, it was not hard to figure out where to mail it. You know, I mean, you know, people were capable of.
Apparently, I just found her. I found this woman's her address now, and her telephone numbers.
We need her Facebook page. Are we seriously stalking a kidnapper on a wrestling show? What the hell is wrong with us?
And she was 14 at the time.
I know.
So that makes her, that was 85. So she was 14 and 85. Now she's got to be pushing retirement now, right?
Don't ask me to math.
Yeah, I would think so.
I think 95, 24, 2005, 34, 15, 4. So yeah, like
these are 40s.
Yeah.
Justin Flash just left.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either.
Yeah, I can't.
Do not blame him. We have gone. This
is our off the rails segment, but it was so random I couldn't resist it. It was just like,
okay, that is a good.
Never heard anything. So anyway,
I did not send you. I found another video of people doing dumb stuff for wrestling.
Oh, really?
On it. It was like it was a guy. Let me see if I can find it.
All right. Look, let me do some reads real quick here. Don't forget the AIWF Network, AIWF Ringside Wrestling on YouTube. Thank you for the support for those pages, those channels. Yes. I mean, thank you. And look, you know, we put up independent wrestling without a paywall. How many times, and let's be honest, for those of you who watch a lot of independent wrestling, have you ordered something on Fight for one match and just been sitting there like, you know, buyer's remorse, right? You ask anybody who ordered Ricky Steamboat's last match show. Yeah, because I was one of them. I was right there with you. And that was part of the reason that we were inspired to not put up a payroll. So you can see independent wrestling. And so the wrestlers could, have their matches out there and use them, if they're trying to go to WWE or AEW or TNA or Billy Corgan's NWA, whatever, to use them as a resume. That was the whole inspiration behind that. And so anyway, check it out. It's AIWF Network, AIWF Ringside Wrestling on YouTube, no paywall. And you can always reach out to us at AIWF20@hotmail.com. If you've got birthday anniversaries,
please no missing children.
No,
please, we don't want to get
there's
into
been a kidnapping. Just let us know. We'll broadcast it.
For a fee. But the birthdays, anniversaries, or questions are absolutely free. No, I'm just kidding. If you're looking for information on kidnappings, this is not the program for you. That's why we played the video. I just thought it was the most random thing for a wrestling show. It's like, I thought I would send a emergency alert, Amber Alert out, but they didn't have that back in 85. So anyway, send them to the show for the birthdays, anniversaries, or questions with pictures, mind you, to Matt's new mailbox at yahoo.com.
I love that. Please make a shirt with that on it.
I do not know how. And, it's already making me nervous enough.
We have a sponsor that could do it.
Yes, we do. Tees Creations could do it.
I think it'd be funnier just to write on a white t-shirt.
Use the subject line AIWF Ringside. That's AIWF Ringside. Write to us. We'd love to hear from you. And all right, here's branch management. Well, landscaping time is winding down, but the weather is still going to be warm this week. So the grass and the verge and the bushes might need one more trimming, and you can reach out to branch management to help you out with that. I think it's November. So planting time, that ship has sailed. But if you need any pressure washing or gutter cleaning done, because all them big trees you got around the house, the maples and the oaks and the poplars and whatnot, have all shed their leaves, and now they're resting comfortably in your gutters. Now's the time to get them out before it rains again, whenever that's going to be. I don't know about your part of the state, but it's pretty droughty down here around the greater Charlotte area. But now's the time to get them out of the gutters before it rains and turns them into basically paste. Pressure watching, general contracting, gutter cleaning. And the best part about branch management is they got free estimates. So you want to call them at 336-648-2487, 336-648-2487, and maybe start pricing lawn care service for next year. Spring will be here before you know it. So, and as a matter of fact, it feels like spring out there today. It's trying to hang on. And of course, the most delicious sponsor, Tees Treats. Look at that sugary goodness. Great pizza, delicious dog, and decadent desserts, now featuring mini donuts. They're available for any event, music festivals, athletic tournaments, street festivals, etc. And Rick Diesel, what I heard the other day, they're going to be quite busy, even though we're heading into cold weather.
Yeah, they got next weekend, we got a car show. The weekend after that, we got the show at Veterans Park. Mm-hmm. And we're doing several nights. I don't know the exact dates. I'll know as it gets closer, but the High Country Lights in Galax for the big Christmas light show they got there. They've got us booked on several events for that, and we're doing some other stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming up around the Galax Hillsville area.
Yeah, man, that's great. Galax and Hillsville are great towns. And Galax, they know how to put on an event. So anyway, 336-755-8204 for more information, or you can visit them on Facebook.com/Tees Treats. Just search Tees Treats on Facebook. 336-755-8204. Tees Treats, the best concessions in wrestling. Prove me wrong. Come to the AIWF Mid Atlantic show, visit that food trailer. Tell me it's not the best concessions you've ever had. They are plumb delicious. So
I'll tell you what they had for Halloween. They had blueberry. They had a blueberry milkshake and a blueberry funnel cake. It was blueberries with Halloween sprinkles.
Nice.
It was very popular. Oh man, I want to tell you on the AIWF Network, just a little update. 2,300 subscribers, 538 videos.
Say that again.
Spend some time on AIWF Network and just settle in, get some popcorn, sandwich, let the dog out to pee, and then just settle in. You watch that thing for a while, boy.
Yeah, I mean.
And we've only just begun.
Oh, boy. Reagan has sent me, before we get to Rick Diesel's possible rant this week, and that'll wind up the show for us, Reagan was kind enough to send us a clip from a segment we used to call People Doing Dumb Shit and Getting Hurt on the Internet. And now we're going
I hope it's one I think it is.
It looks like this is going to be bad.
This is bad.
Okay. So
it's bad.
Should I play it with sound or without sound?
I don't know I don't know. I don't remember the sound because I watched it on TikTok first.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it should be fine. I don't think there's any copyrighted music. I think it's just noise.
Well, we're going to find out. Let's see if this trips the old algorithm at YouTube. So you
pay attention, Al.
So we should be. Can you see it?
Yep.
All right.
I hadn't seen this one.
Let's see what happens. Oh, no.
Totally missed the bat.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Let's see this again.
Yes. That's the weird thing that happens in this one is for some reason the referee lights the guy on fire.
Yeah, that's what was puzzling me is like, why is the referee lighting the guy on fire?
Maybe there's a story behind that, but
I would hope so.
Yeah, it was very odd.
And he missed the table completely.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't even close.
Yeah, and it takes him a while to light him, and then boom, he hits the ground.
Oh,
and then people just stand there and watch him burn for a little bit. I mean, I don't know why they're ripping the shirt off of him at that point. If it's still been on fire, they'd caught his hair on fire.
Yeah. And now he comes over. Oh, and they're continuing the match.
Oh, it looks like they're also got what are they called?
Wait a minute, who's this guy over here lounging on the other side of the ring?
I don't know. It looks like he's enjoying it, though, doesn't he? Yeah, he looks like he's enjoying it.
On a bearskin rug pose.
Yeah. Photo shoot.
Yeah, Brian, the bearskin rug pose. Exactly.
He's like, hey, if there's going to be a fire in the fireplace, I might as well get comfortable.
No kidding. Wow. I didn't notice him until just
I didn't either.
Oh, that guy, that's a hard hit. But what made you think that he could throw you that far? I mean, I know he looks pretty strong, but I don't even know if Bill Goldberg could chuck a man that far.
Yeah,
I mean that's a long way.
A little closer.
Yeah,
I don't. And I mean,
that's
one of the dumbest ones I've seen. I mean,
yeah, because
he's dumb on so many levels.
And if he's not careful, he's gonna catch them artist renditions of Kevin Sullivan on fire.
Well, I thought what I thought was getting ready to happen was the whole, because he was near that paneling, and I thought that the table was going to go up along with the wall, and it turned into a Great White concert. I mean, it's I thought that's where it was. I thought it was going to go south like that, and I was like,
well,
they got him put out. I was like, huh?
I wasn't worried about anything going too horribly wrong, considering I had that guy with the hand-painted staff shirt right there ready to jump in if anything happened.
Yeah. Yeah, he had things well under control.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Let's see how fast he gets on the scene.
For some reason, I'm just shocked that it don't.
Who are these two people kissing each other in the pictures? Do you see this? Up in the corner.
Oh yeah, I see that.
What is that?
I don't know. Let's see. Hang on, let me drag
I can't, because I thought I saw a character of Kevin Sullivan, but that doesn't look wrestling related.
No, that's Jesus kissing Matthew McConaughey.
Possibly. Mm-hmm. I don't know what year this was. I don't know.
I almost blew water out of my nose on that one.
I'm sorry.
Anything other than I saw that and they're like, this is the dumbest thing.
Yeah, it's pretty
Is
close.
that paint or is it tape?
I think it looks like puff paint to me. Oh my Lord.
Wow.
This-
Anybody know
this-
where this disaster took?
There's some glitter. Is that glitter in there?
Oh, look, they were drinking in there. Look.
Oh, yeah,
Bud
there's
Light
a
can.
couple
Oh,
of Bud
lovely.
Lights, couple
Yeah.
of Bud Lights on the floor.
Yeah.
Like it does but the thing is like in all honesty, this doesn't look like a really old recording.
No.
Like it doesn't look like VHS.
No.
Oh,
It-
no,
I
no,
mean,
this is
definitely-
relatively
This
recent.
has to be relatively recent,
Mhm.
which also begs different why they have those terrible caricatures. Because I've
Who
seen
tore the
people
ceiling
do.
up?
Look at the ceiling. That
Was
is
it
like,
the match before?
oh, I bet this is a VFW. How much you want to bet?
Yeah. Wait a minute. I seen Rob McBride.
You did not.
Back it up.
Oh no, on the board.
Yeah, see him right there.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Top right
I
hand.
think that's
There he is.
I think that's Jimmy Valiant, but
Oh, is that Jimmy Van? I can't tell them apart no more.
Oh, yeah,
know.
that's right.
That
Both
looks-
Boogie Woogie Man.
Yep,
but isn't
yeah.
that Kevin Sullivan? It looks like Kev. Not
This
that
one?
one, but the blonder one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know.
Maybe. It
I don't-
could be.
I
I
don't
just see this guy. It looks just like a mirror.
That does look like a
And-
mirror.
and
It's
then
like
this guy's
sitting
flipping
there
out.
laughing.
Are they laughing or are they flipping out? I don't know. I'd have been laughing.
I like the guy who's covering his ears.
Mhm.
Like the covering of the ears. is
But-
gonna-
I'm sure they're laughing because it's stuff like this that makes everybody laugh at wrestling now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that. I don't know. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, I gotta send that to Matt, and then I forgot. So
That's all right. We can internet while we're doing the show. I mean, you can see we're definitely direct tape.
and you can
live-
tell I'm a fast researcher.
Yeah, yes, you
He
are.
is. She
Yeah.
found that kidnapper like that, boy.
And I even found another story that talked about her trial. So
Wow. Okay. Well, anyway, all right. Rick Diesel. We have thought about, talked about bringing back Rick Diesel's Like It or Not, and Rick Diesel. If for those of you who
I was
don't
not
know,
prepared for this, Matt. Other than the fact that I mentioned on my Twitter the other day, and I don't know if WWE can babysit Jade Cargill or not.
well, why? What
He's a
makes you say
brat.
that? I was going to say, what makes you say that? I've never met her. I mean, I don't remember hearing about her having any behavior type issues while she was in AEW.
I'm completely going off the fact that the first time she lost a match, she quit and went to another company.
I think she was headed out anyway. Her contract was
Yeah.
up.
yeah,
That's why
it's
they
like
took
the
the
thing
belt
about
off
her is like either she does a really, really good job of being a heel, or she's actually like that. I can see because like when she first started winning and winning and winning, like her Twitter was just like, I'm the best there is, da da da. And there were people who were like, is she working or is she really this, much of an ego? But I don't know.
I never seen all that. All I know is that when she lost, she immediately left.
Yeah,
So
her
I don't know.
contract.
Maybe the contract was up.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I feel like she's a brat. Maybe Triple H and them can beat it out of her. I don't know if she is a brat, but I feel like that maybe she's gonna be a handful. She's
I don't know.
like
I think the fact
Goldberg, nice ass.
I think that the fact that she did lose is a good sign, because she could have just left if she were going to WWE.
Oh yeah, took the belt with her, throw it.
Yeah,
in
she
the
could have
trash.
done that
Yeah,
at London,
yeah, she could've-
at London Blaze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I think because there had been rumors that she was leaving for a while, and I think she, did
why?
the right exit. Well,
Why?
I mean, WWE is a bigger platform. I mean, she's
Yeah,
gonna
and it's
make
better
more money.
managed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's going to make
Nobody
more
had
money.
ever heard of her before AEW.
Yeah.
Did she swell up in her mind that big, that quick, that she's just like, oh, screw AEW, they're not big enough for me no more.
No, I think she got contacted by WWE when they found her
I
contract.
get
was
that.
running.
Offer.
I mean, you're
But I
always
mean-
gonna You're always going to go where most people are going to go where the money is.
Yeah.
So she has no loyalty. She couldn't have given him a couple more years or something. I mean, she could always went to WWE later, but you know, let AEW get as much as they could out of her. Just
maybe she was there for.
I was nobody
for like 3 years though.
Yeah, she's there like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, and at this point too, like if you're a women's wrestler and you're a good one, I mean, there are arguments out there that the AEW is very light on their women's wrestling, and they only showcase one match a show, maybe one a pay-per-view. Like they don't promote their women wrestlers as much, and if they do, it's usually 1 or 2.
That is not accurate, Reagan. Their show is loaded with women's wrestling.
I'm just saying that's what people say.
I don't give a shit what they say. Yeah. They're lying.
I do not agree, but you know,
their show is loaded with women's wrestlers who are not even in the same league as a Bailey or an Io Sky or an Asuka, and much less a Charlotte or Becky.
No, that's what I meant. No, I meant they're light on women wrestler, like
good women's wrestlers. They got women wrestling a lot,
but they don't have
good ones. That's what they're missing.
Well, Tony Khan kind of looks like a guy who would want a lot of women wrestlers around him.
I don't want to bash Tony. I really don't.
I'm not bashing him.
I know, but you're leading me down a path where I want to. And I don't want to do that because I've never met the guy.
Oh, I need to look at my list, don't I? I'm sorry.
Brian and Reagan froze up on us, but it looks like they're back now. But now,
there we go. It's like, what happened?
It looks like your internet is acting a fool. Look, I'm looking at. I don't want to get into this because it'll open up a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, like she's got the physique. She has the physique for WCW. Is that us again?
Yeah, y'all are still chopping up. But like, okay, so
yeah, we're already on another subject.
Yeah, so I wanted to real quick before we go. Y'all know that I have found this thing called WrestleTix on Twitter, thanks to our X, thanks to podcasts that I listen to. And this is fascinating to me. I want you to take a look at this. This is for Survivor Series coming up Thanksgiving weekend from the All State of Reason, Rosemont Horizon, whatever you want to call it. Look how many freaking tickets they've sold. Current setup 16,000. They've opened up this back section. They're not even going to have a stage there. Like it's going to be packed. I mean, it's set up for 16,860 people, pretty much full capacity. And they've already sold 15,687 tickets. I mean, that's incredible. And so, you know, all these scalpers right here with the red and the resale, but still, man, I tell you, you got to give them credit, man. WWE's selling some seats and some live events now. I mean, Raw and SmackDown are they're trending up, but they're kind of level off around 9,000 or 10,000 a week. You know,
you gonna give credit to Triple H or just cold weather?
I am giving Triple H credit. When they took Vince out of creative, the whole world celebrated. I mean, he had at the end, he had changed Piper Niven's name to Dewdrop. He made Eli Drake, he had turned him into Max Dupree in the Maximum Male Models. And as soon as he got away from that, he became LA Knight. And now he just wrestled Roman Reigns for the freaking championship a few days ago at Saudi Arabia, you know, and so, yeah, I hate to say it, but and when it came to creative, Vince overstayed his usefulness,
right?
You know,
yeah,
and that's nothing against Vince. He's still the greatest promoter that ever lived,
right?
But you know,
yeah, he had a great wrestling mind for his time. And he did not evolve past that time, and he didn't want to let go.
Yep.
And didn't want to let the new generation take over. And, and that was his mistake. He should have just slowly went to the background, but he fought tooth and nail to try to stay in control when he shouldn't have.
Yep. You know, I think something's happening now where people our age and a little older and possibly I think people are a little younger, honestly, people that are a little younger than us, like 10 years maybe, who grew up and they were children during the Attitude Era, during Stone Cold, whereas like I was a kid in the mid to late 80s, they were a kid in the mid to late 90s. And they tell their kids now, oh man, when your mother and I had just started dating, we would go to wrestling and the Rock was there, Stone Cold, the buildings would be full, it was so much fun. And they show them this shit on the network. And the kids are like, wow, why can't wrestling be awesome like that now? Because of what you said, Brian. Vince has, gone past his time. And I think now that Triple H is taking the reins and main creative on the main rosters, and bless his heart, I feel bad for him. He's got to book 5 hours of TV every week and then a pay-per-view once a month. So it's easy to see why Dusty had bouts of Bell's palsy, the last few years he was in Jim Crockett Promotions. But that's a lot. But since Triple H has taken the helm and McMahon has stepped back, man, since pretty much starting last summer, the attendance went up a little bit last summer, but over this year, since WrestleMania, it's just continued to steadily go up and up and up and up and up after the sale and after they announced that Vince was out of creative to the moon. And I think the wrestling fans are, especially our age and a little bit younger, are like, well, now you got somebody with a serious wrestling mind in charge of the company. Things are bound to get better. And they do. But I just wish Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso would stop throwing so many damn super kicks in their matches. I mean, come on, guys. It's too much. I love you guys. You're my favorite tag team. Well, not anymore. They're split up, but just please spare me. Thoughts, question? Go ahead.
Yeah. Say what you will about Triple H, marrying his way up to the top or whatever, but he has earned his spot. I mean, he definitely does have a good wrestling mind for today. He knows what the crowd wants, and he gives it to them.
I think he has. Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, I mean, and that's and hopefully when he no longer is able to do that, he will have the presence of mind to step back and let the new generation take over and not pull events.
And
he seems to have a really good team with him backstage.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. He's smart enough to surround himself with good people.
And Michael Hayes is still there after all these years. So how can you go wrong with the Freebirds?
You can't.
You can't.
I mean, it's just he's got really, and it looks like I don't know. I'm just taking a guess. Like, it seems like he works with his team more freely than Vince would work with a team. So,
it's his way or the highway with Vince.
Yeah, I think Triple H just like once you picture he's not going to be that my way or the highway. He's going to be more open to listening to ideas. But once he settles on something, I think they just go with it. Still, I think it's the same system.
Yeah, he's going to have final say, but he's actually going to listen to other people's inputs, whereas Vince was just like, no, this is how I want it to go, and that's how it's going to go.
Yeah. When May has the baby, it's going to be a hand.
Right.
What's that going to mean? Or how do we explain that to the audience, Vince? You don't have to. They'll understand it.
Well, it's just like, you hear FTR tell their story about when they were going to change their gimmick from Vince, and, it's very interesting to hear them tell that story about, the way he talked to them about what he was going to do with them now. And then they're like, okay, we're going to do that until our contracts are up. And he's okay, this is what I want to do. So, and I grew up, I know I grew up during the 80s more, but like, I didn't get into wrestling until, 97, 98.
Yeah, so you were way after the territory system had gone away.
So I was, me and my friends, we were watching during the best time, to me at that point in time, some of the best wrestling in forever.
Yeah.
Those Monday Night Wars were just, once they actually started and WCW was beating them and they were beating them for all those weeks, and all of a sudden it started, it was just such an exciting time. But what was also exciting about it is being able to watch two organizations that ran really good shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like hindsight now is looking back, you're like, well, this isn't as good as I thought it was. But at the time, it was wrestling was at a fury, and it was so popular and stuff. So.
It was very mainstream in the late 90s.
It was.
Mm-hmm. It was on MTV and stuff like that. I don't know if we'll ever see another surge like that again, simply for the fact that if you've got cable, you've got 1,000 channels. There's YouTube and all different kinds of things to watch on the internet.
Like AIWF Network.
That's right. And AIWF Ringside Wrestling Channel. So, I don't know that wrestling will ever get that, but I mean, it's a good thing, man. When you look at that screen grab of the seats they've got sold for Survivor Series, I mean, to be able to put that many people in a building in the last 15 years, without having to need a big stage and a Titantron is unheard of. Mm-hmm. So I hope they keep doing it. I mean, they put a good crowd in it. A good job of whoever convinced the Saudi Arabian government to let them wrestle indoors this time. I know it only drew 9,800 people, but that's all the building would hold with that setup. And those children look like they were having a great time. I don't know if you've seen the Crown Jewel yet. I've seen part of it. I'm going to watch the rest tonight. But I can't imagine. Can you imagine having to wrestle outside in Saudi freaking Arabia? 120 degrees in the afternoon. God. And they did the first couple of times they went over there. They wrestled outside in big sports arenas. This time they had them in a nice indoor place. And I told Jinky, I was like, hey, look, Jinky, they're actually wrestling indoors. I bet you the wrestlers are loving that. So, finally a building with a roof on it. So, all right. Yeah. Rick Diesel's starting to yawn. I'm running out.
Oh, I yawn all the time. Anyhow, I'm 100 years old.
Well, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I just wanted to say something real quick about the indie shows that are behind paywalls, and again, if that's how they want to make their money, that's fine. But I mean, I don't have anything against it, but at the same time, I don't understand the rationale when there's so much free wrestling on TV. I just can't imagine why a wrestling fan who has so much, I mean, you have more access to wrestling now than ever before. Yeah, exactly. Why you would then pay to see this promotion, like this one promotion. They're pay, weekly or per show, or however they do it. Why you would do that? And I mean, and I guess some of them make enough, I guess, to
really think. I mean,
but I don't know.
How many people do you honestly think watches it behind a panel?
Yeah, I mean, because Netflix kind of blew that thing away. Remember on the Wrestlers documentary where they sold 74 pay-per-views, and that's OVW,
right? Yeah.
So, yeah,
I mean, how many?
Out there?
Look, independents, keep your same business model because ours is free and more people will come to us. So,
yeah, I mean, it's your thing. Do it. You do what you want to do, but I just feel like the only people that's coming to watch it are the people who's coming to their shows anyhow, and the wrestlers.
Yeah. It just seems like it makes more sense just to sell advertisements, and give it to the fans for free. I mean, that's just seems what makes more sense. But if they feel like it's worth it to make the fans pay to watch it, then and they're willing to do it, then go right ahead. But I'm not going to do it.
No, me either. I'm too. Yeah, man. I rub two nickels together. I'm pretty tight these days. I don't know what happened, but just I got married. That's what it was. Anyway, I'm very tight these days, and look. That's Brian just outlined to you the thoughts that were going through my head when I asked Rick Diesel if I could launch the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. I was like, why are all these independents behind paywalls? Nobody can see these wrestlers wrestle. Why would I pay to watch I'm not going to name any promotions, but why would I watch paywall promotion A when I've got Peacock and I can go back for the last 40 years and watch just about any promotion from the United States that I want to, including my subscription, you know.
Well, and it's not even Peacock. I can go on YouTube right now and watch tons of stuff. Tons. I was even watching, oh God, what was the Jay Eagle? What is his name? Chief Jay Eagle. Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Rick.
My original ass kicker.
Yeah. I was watching his promotion from 95 on YouTube. So there's not only do you have like the streaming, but like you can just Google and watch a ton of stuff.
I think they're hurting their wrestlers by putting it behind paywalls, because another promoter's not going to pay for this promoter's, looking for talent.
Yeah, because all y'all wrestling promoters hate each other, right?
Well, they say we do.
I mean, you don't. We don't. I think sometimes people mistake indifference for hatred.
Yeah, that because there have been guys that I've seen. They're like, we're thinking about booking this guy, and I go and try to find matches online to watch them, and I can't find anything.
And when you do find it, it's like some fan footage,
right?
Their girlfriend
shaky and no commentary. Yeah, and not the whole thing. Yeah,
just like the fan cam footage. But that's just
Ringside Wrestling on YouTube.
Yes. We use that as a lure to get you over to the AIWF Network, and you can see the link in the description below. So don't forget to ring the bell, give us a thumbs up, all that other jazz to keep this show going. And we just remember, AIWF Mid Atlantic does not put a paywall between you and your favorite independent wrestlers. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Yep.
Yeah, I think might have a new jingle there. And we just have to put
you might have to clip that one out of the show and use it.
I don't know how. You are the editing mastermind, sir, not me. I'm old Mr. Live to tape. That's all I know how to do. I pulled up some editing software one time and got so frustrated about 10 minutes into it, I couldn't figure out what nothing did. I just no, if I need anything edited, Rick Diesel, I need some help. So any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No. I gave my
I'm good.
cents.
All right.
Next week I'll try to find something to bitch about.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, I'm a mark and I wouldn't pay for hardly anything. So,
and I have admittedly bought stuff on Fight TV when the NWA first started, way back before the pandemic. I bought one of their pay-per-views and I enjoyed it. But I have bought what else did I get off of Fight Independent? Ric Flair's last match, and that was a good show except for Ric Flair's last match. And I hear he wants to have another last match in AEW, so that I'm sure that's not going to be.
I think he wants to. I read an article about how everybody thinks he wants to pull the wrestler in the rings.
Yeah, he wants to die in the ring. I've heard that too.
Hey, Matt, something you could research for next week. I heard the NWA CW thing is in jeopardy.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, on the network, I think that they're saying they might just put them on the app, and it's because of something they did at their Sam Hain pay-per-view.
Really? I had no idea.
It's rumors. That's why I want you to research. You guys research it, and you know what I'm saying? Maybe next week we can talk about it.
Hey, and could one of you guys, no pressure here, but I am asking you in front of the general public, so I guess I am trying to apply some pressure. We advertise that we talk about WWE and AEW. Could somebody help me out? If nothing else, just go on their website and read the
You want us to watch it?
No, well, I would like you to watch it, but
keep up with the Twitters of it and the TikToks of it.
Just add Smoky Mountain in there and Jim Crockett. And
I'm in, buddy.
We'll supply those parts.
Just if nothing else, just go on WWE's website and read the Raw recap or something like that. Take you 5 minutes, and they'll tell you.
Well, I guess we could have talked about how how the YouTube star saved Rey Mysterio's from breaking his neck.
I have not watched that yet, so could we talk about that next week? Because that's
Yeah.
the next match on my in my queue. So,
Well, yeah, it's all over Facebook, so you'll see it.
I've tried to stay off social media today because I'm just trying to. I want to watch it and enjoy it.
Get the crown jewel ruined.
Yeah, because so far I've enjoyed it. The first match they had was Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, which anybody that's followed Seth Rollins' career, he's at the point now. Every match he has is like 5 stars. He never has a bad match, but he's in Bret Hart territory almost, like where you expect it to be awesome, and it's so commonplace now. You're just like, Seth Rollins had another great match, yay! But you don't really care, because you're so used to it, and that's unfortunate. But good for Seth. He dresses weird and acts weird, and he's trying to keep his thing fresh. Rhea Ripley won a fatal 5-way match to hold on to her title. And then what was the other match?
You didn't have a lot of competition in that match.
No, she didn't. And then I saw John Cena wrestle Solo Sikoa, and Solo decimated John Cena. Yeah, we might not see him in wrestling anymore. Cena took about 10 Samoan spikes right to the throat. So that was a brutal beating. But John got up and walked out of there. He's a tough bastard. And then the Miz came out, and I turned it off and went to bed. So I'm going to pick back up. Nothing against the Miz. It just seemed like a good place to stop last night.
Yeah.
I can't see him for looking at his wife.
I'm going to go watch The Mummy that's on Smoky Mountain now.
Oh, Prince Karras. Prince Karras. He was royalty. Yeah.
So
3,000-year-old mummy.
I'm still in 92.
Yeah, you got a ways to go.
The fact that Jim Cornette complains about some things that he complains about, and then I'm watching this because I didn't watch Smoky Mountain when it was on originally, so I'm watching it all in order now. You know what I'm saying? And when he came out, I was like, wait, was this before? This was before the dumb mummy thing in WCW.
Yeah. Look, sometimes Cornette's fans write him and tease him about that on his podcast, and he will say, yeah, well, only thing I can say about that is, yeah, I'm sorry.
I was shocked. When that happened, I was like, you have to be kidding me. But yeah, so I'm in.
Imagine how Bob Caudle felt, when James Vandenberg was telling him that Prince Karras was 4,000 years old, and Bob's like, well, he says he's 4,000 years old, man.
But yeah, he's like, yeah, they can say he's 4,000 years old, but he's not 4,000 years old. and Dutch Mantel's trying to keep it, kayfabe, and then Bob Caudle is saying that, and he's trying to, that's what I don't know what he called himself there, but I can't remember.
But see, you got to understand, Bob Caudle, before he got into wrestling, was a weatherman at WRAL for years. He was a legit newsman. So he couldn't flagrantly tell the public that somebody was 4,000 years old. I mean,
a mummy come to life.
Yeah. Now I'll bullshit him a little bit, but I ain't gonna flat lie to him.
Oh Lord.
Hey, I'll tell you something that is legitimate.
What's
in
that?
1980, Paul Ellering wrestled in Memphis Wrestling. And his physique made Hawk and Animal look like Homer Simpson.
Oh God, yes.
He was definitely in shape.
Yeah. Well, even after he had to retire, he stayed in pretty good
Jesus,
shape.
He did.
I never knew that till I watched that. That son of a bitch was chiseled, boy.
Yes, he was. Even like 2 years later in Mid-South, and that was right before his back injury, man, he was chiseled, man. God, incredible.
All right, I'm done.
I'm done too. I don't know anything else. I took my earrings off, so I'm done.
Yeah. All right, everybody. So thanks for joining us for this strange and unusual program. It's been fun, but don't forget to join us on November the don't have the PowerPoint in front of me. 18th. And at special start time at 5:00. And if you're watching on YouTube, Thank you so much. But please like the video, share the video, and ring the bell so you get the notifications when we upload something new. If you ring our bell, we'll ring your bell anytime we post something new. And always read the description of these videos. Sometimes I'll put links in there that will guide you somewhere else in your wrestling fandom. So do that, especially the AIWF Network. For Commissioner Rick Diesel, Brian and Reagan Danzig, I am Mad Matt Carter. We'll see you next week, fans. And until then, so long for now.